So the question we're answering now is what are invalid clicks in Google Ads? Now, Google Ads as an advertising platform targeting that helps you really target people that are looking for your products and services has had challenges over the years, especially around things like click fraud and so forth. Maybe your competitors clicking your ads or a bot clicking your ads to increase your costs and so that you fail in advertising your business and stuff like that. So it's been an issue from the very early days of advertising. And back then, I would say in the late 90s, it was a challenge, but not so much at the moment. One of the most, uh, I guess, important things to understand is how Google defines click fraud. Now, Google doesn't really use the word click fraud. What they say is they are invalid clicks. And they give a few reasons what they mean by that. The first is that they mean obviously somebody clicking your ads to increase your cost in the search results. The second one really is what they mean is on the Google Display Network, advertisers or website owners clicking ads on their own websites so that they can make more money, get more revenue, and so forth. So that's generally how Google defines those two invalid click options. And for the Google Ads one, what they call advertisers clicking on the ad, what they obviously term as invalid clicks within here is something that obviously as advertisers we really need to be aware of. What they also say is the fact that people sometimes click maybe by mistake on with their mouse, so a double click. So what they're saying is the second click of a double click is an invalid click. So they won't charge you for the second one. So obviously in that case, there is no fraud and they won't charge you for it. And then the ones where competitors are trying to run up your costs and everything, what they say as well is they won't charge you for that. They will credit your account, or even if they slip through their nets, they will still credit you later. The reality is, I've seen them do that, and yes, they're quite proactive in fixing it and stuff. But if you find that it's becoming a problem for you, you could reach out to them, explain why you believe this tick fraud, and so forth. For example, I was recently dealing with an advertiser who gets obviously most of their traffic targets the whole US. Most of their traffic is obviously from New York, Los Angeles, Texas, the big states, the big cities. But suddenly there was a spike in traffic from a very small town in Oregon. That didn't really make sense. And we had to investigate it. And we found that there was something going on there. Sometimes it can be genuine. Maybe somebody has talked about something in that town about your products and services, and then a whole lot of traffic comes through, which is possible. Or they're using your website as an example, and people are just clicking and wanting to know more and searching. So it's not always click fraud. But if you suspect, you can always contact Google, explain to them why you believe it's click fraud, and then they will reimburse you. So within here, you can see I've got different metrics up there, and I don't have invalid clicks. So if I wanted to add it so to see how many invalid clicks I have, I'll click on columns, modify columns, and then I'll click that all columns option there. Then I click performance, and then I can add invalid clicks, and I can also add the invalid click rate. So how many of my, what's the percentage of invalid clicks that have been filtered out? What they actually show you here is what has been filtered out from your campaign so you don't get charged. So if you click that as well, it's good to have. invalid interactions. It's not just the clicks, it's just, interactions with your ads, the impressions, and even other different channels that you're on, maybe YouTube and so on and so forth. But we'll stick to invalid clicks. So if I click on that, apply, I should be able to see it come up here. Where is it? There it is right there. Invalid clicks, May 1 to 1630, and the invalid click rate is 12.4%. You will always see this as long as you're getting traffic, so they will filter it and you can see it for yours. And so you are not charged for these which have been filtered. They some do slip through the nets, and the Google team say they will credit you back when they see those. So if you go into your billing, you'll be able to see some of that and just reach out to them and see, but they will have credited you for any of those. But if you still feel that your clicks, some of them, especially if you've done your own investigation and you feel that what Google is saying is genuine, is not actually genuine, reach out to them. They will look into it and then they'll do the investigations with the tools that they have and try and resolve it and help you in that respect.